I'm the Set4ANU online coordinator. You might remember me from the last webinar we had, and today is our second webinar for the year, which is very, very exciting. So if you haven't watched the first one, make sure you go check it out on YouTube. We talk about what support services there are for new students, activities to get involved in, settling into Canberra, and sort of just settling into uni in general. Today we've got a bit more of a specific focus. We're going to be talking about because at uni we've got a huge section of our population here at ANU is either from a rural area, or they're international students. And for these type of students, they have a very different experience. Well, they might have a different experience to uni to other people because of their background. And hence we've got support services and groups that are available for these students. And today it is my pleasure to introduce two guests who are going to be talking about their experiences as students as part of these groups and what services are available to them, and yeah, just talk about uni in general. So firstly we've got Rebecca Van. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, I'm Rebecca. I'm from the Regional Rural and Remote Student Society at ANU. We're basically a social organisation that kind of just promotes networking and provides a community for students, for regional students to meet each other.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself before we begin?
Yeah, sure. I'm in my second year here at ANU. I'm from Bathurst, New South Wales. I'm studying a double degree of Bachelor of International Relations and Environmental Sustainability.
Cool. And then our second guest for today is Lou over here. Would you like to introduce yourself, what you're studying, where you're from, and also the organisation you're representing today?
Great. So hi, I'm Lou. I'm studying Bachelor of Biotechnology and Bachelor of Arts, major in Sociology. And I'm here representing ISD-ANU, so International Students Association, and I'm the Education Director from there. Thank you.
Yeah. So today what we're sort of talking about is what societies these two girls are part of and what support they offer to you guys. But I think first it's really important we kind of like look at like what's it like being either a rural student or an international student. Perhaps Beck, do you want to start talking about like what's Bathurst like? Tell me about Bathurst.
So Bathurst is like 3.5 hours west of Canberra. It's like a population of 40,000 people, so I'm a lot less regional than some people at ANU. There's not like a lot to do. The main thing there is the race course, which most people will probably know Bathurst from. Yeah, coming to ANU was definitely like a very different vibe from Bathurst. There's like a lot more opportunities here and like a faster pace of life I found, which is hard to get used to, but like very enjoyable.
I think you're going to be one of the first people to ever say Canberra has a fast-paced lifestyle, but anyway.
Faster than Bathurst.
In good old Bathurst. Yeah, Lee, do you want to tell me a little bit about where you're from? And
Yeah, so
like?
I'm from China, but then it's also a really small city from China. So it's kind of similar to Canberra, half the size, but then because of the population, it's still really busy.
Yeah.
Like you get so many weird job opportunities, you get this experience and that experience, you interact with people like actually too much every day. And I think Canberra is so different because it's a lot bigger. And then you don't see many people on the street, like except on the peak hours.
True.
So like I was living with another family, so like I'm the host student. I live with my host. And then they're all white people and they got different culture, and that's like a shock to me. Like, okay, we don't have spaghetti for dinner. We actually just eat a meat pie, like nothing else but meat pie and some beans. Like, okay, that's the
different.
culture.
Yeah.
Okay, like
100%.
So that's like a big difference, moving from China to Canberra, and just in general, like a really. Like, I feel like it's because not that much population, not that many people here.
Yeah.
So it looks a lot bigger to students.
True. That's true. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, so I think the next sort of following on from that, you mentioned culture. Culture shock. That's such a huge thing for students to have to go through. Like, as I mentioned in the last webinar, everyone, I'm from Adelaide. Even then, I found that there was a difference between what the culture in Adelaide's like to the culture
really?
here. Yeah, I sort of, when I got to Canberra, I was like, oh, it's people don't play AFL. Like, they're referring as footy as rugby, and I was like, no, I do not agree with this at all. And yeah, so for me, even like traveling from like another major city was sort of a bit like, oh, it's a bit weird. Would you say there's a bit of a cultural difference between Canberra and?
Yeah, I remember, so I had a friend at ANU here before I moved here, which is like part of the reason I came here. And I remember visiting Canberra, and I like really didn't like it. Swore I would never move here because it's like you said, it's very quiet. Like,
yeah, it's too quiet.
It's the capital city, but you walk around, there's not many people, and you don't really know what's going on. I found that like really weird. What was the question again?
A bit of a cultural difference.
Yeah. Also, I think like definitely I'm studying politics, but like the vibe here is very different, like very professional in Canberra, and I feel like it's like very uni students and public servants, and
it's so true.
Yeah, it is very strange to get used to.
Yeah. Are there any other cultural differences that you found moving to Australia in general?
Yeah, definitely. So I feel like back home, so because from an Asian country, traditionally we're really collective, but when it comes here, it's really like individualism is really a big thing. Like, it's what's good to people actually, like, so that's kind of like a big thing. So when it comes to activities, so when you're new, you just look for people that have similar points to you, like that. So I feel like that's one reason when I first arrived in Australia, I still tend to, stick with my little group. There are all Asian students, like, feel more comfortable. But then, like, reaching out, that's like the culture shock to me. Because when we make new friends, when we meet new people, we're still learning new cultures one step at a time. So that's the scary part of the culture shock.
Yeah.
So,
100%. Do you think you've settled into Canberra now?
Yeah,
I've
got Canberra local friends.
Yeah, you are a Canberrarian.
Oh my god.
So true. Yeah. So I think we'll move on into sort of what sort of challenges do you think either a regional student or an international student, what are the biggest challenges a new student's going to face if they're from either of you?
I'd say language.
Language.
Yeah. So no matter when you get a 7 out of 9 IELTS, you still gonna face language challenges because even though you have the English skill, you still feel shy talking and listening just to the lectures. And sometimes when you study science, we got these lecturers from Europe and they have certain accent. And you're like, I've got this German lecturer. I know he's really trying to talk to me, but then okay, like I'm really that's kind of the thing. I've had like few times in exams, so I know the question was it talking about, but in just certain word I just don't understand. So I couldn't answer the question, that kind of thing. So it's in study and communicating with people in language.
Yeah, true. I've got a point we'll come back to. What about challenges for rural students?
I think one of the big challenges is like logistic things. To say like you live very far away, it's hard. Like there's public transport. Like when you move here, I feel like for some people it can be really difficult. Like you have to buy everything here because you can't take everything like on a bus or on a plane. Another thing is like, I know you don't believe me about faster pace of life, but yeah, like there's a lot more going on in like a capital city and like a larger city than regional students might be used to, and it's like very exciting, but yeah, hard to
settle.
Find yourself. Yeah,
so true. Talking about language, one of the things that if you're listening that's really important, if you are somebody that speaks English as a second language, there are so many support services out there for you. I'm not sure, have you ever had any access to some of the support services such as Academic Skills and Learning, or there's the Speak English.
Speak English.
Yes.
That one.
Speak English. Yeah. Did you think that was really helpful to go along to?
That's actually really helpful because for Let's Play English I went once only, but at that time they were like really telling you the details, mostly about supporting you just to speak it out, not to be afraid of making mistakes and everything. And in terms of academic skills, it's just looking through your essay that's super helpful because sometimes you get great ideas, but you just don't have
It's
the right
hard.
way to say
Exactly.
that.
Yeah, that's so
I
true.
feel like other students, because you can actually find Let's Speak English on Watto. So I feel like students really should just go and check it out. Like just find a time and try it out.
Yeah, try it out, 100%. Have you got any little tips or tricks to any of our international students listening about practicing English? Have you got any like little like tricks like, oh, this English word sounds like this and it will help me remember?
So, I watch YouTube.
You watch YouTube?
Yeah. So I've been watching Jeffree Star.
Oh my god, same. I love Jeffree Star.
So I was just like, I feel like he's got this like really proper English. You know, it's smoothing to my ear. And
yes. As he talks about his makeup. And
and it's actually joyful. It's not some academic talk. So like watch YouTube videos about stuff you like, even football, to support some guys. Doing experiment on YouTube, stuff like that. So, and another thing is, when you really, really want to practice your English, play on speed up, like 1.25 speed.
Okay.
Actually do that.
A little bit of like a challenge,
Yeah.
or you just time poor.
Yeah,
but
it's not like a challenge, so like you really want to catch it up.
Yeah,
True.
true.
So that kind of thing.
Yeah, I suppose when well, if you don't speak the language, listening to a native speaker, it sounds so fast. Like I'm studying French at the moment, and I listen to them speak. I'm like, that just sounded like blah, 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 blah. I have no clue what they said at all. Yeah, because I think, you know, when you're trying to study another language, you learn it really slowly, and then I suppose if you move to Australia, and we've got funny accents here, so whoa, like, what's going on? The Adelaide accent's great.
Yeah.
So true. Yeah. So I think we'll sort of move in onto like, so we've spoken about different challenges that either an international or rural student might face. Do you think that means that your university experience is a lot different to, say, a local domestic student? Like, do you think your time at uni's been like significantly different or kind of similar?
I actually don't think so. I think it's pretty similar because at the end of the day, it's all about studying, doing courses together, assignments. We're all doing the same work. So in terms of that, we're pretty similar. It's just that we probably have different ways of studying. So sometimes maybe international students would take notes in their own language, like footnotes, to help them understand better. But then there are all really small details differences. I don't think it makes much of a difference as in doing assignments or exams. But when it comes to actually learning, the process is different. So they might have their own way of adapting the way the lecture present the material, how they treat the tutorial. They might be scared to speak in the tutorial. That's actually a really big thing. So like when it comes to group discussion, it's really difficult. So that can be different. But in terms of result, it's kind of similar.
Yeah, it's sort of similar experience. I think you've had a very different experience to somebody from a big city like Sydney.
I would say the only thing that I could think of is, this could be like personal to me, but I often feel like I should take more value out of uni life, like every day.
I think just in general, that's just a really good thing. You know, we're at uni for minimum 3 years, we hope. Make the most of it. That's like, I think I'm in second year. I think that's something I've definitely learned, is take the most of all the opportunities, and also take all the opportunities to get support if you need it. Super important. I just had a kind of funny question. We've kind of touched on it, but I do want to ask. Some say Canberra is like a big country town. Is it?
I definitely know what they mean. Like, it's the bush capital.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I feel like compared to like Sydney or Melbourne, it's much slower pace of life, and like you're very like much surrounded by like the bush, which is like kind of homey and like nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know what they mean. Like, it is kind of like a big country town. Yeah.
Minus the really good bakeries. That's my only key point. So I think we're going to talk a little bit about the societies that you guys are representing today. So, Beck, you're from, I hope I get this correct, Triple R Society.
It doesn't matter what order.
Oh, it doesn't matter what order? Okay.
I don't know what the
Regional
order is.
Remote Society.
Rural Regional Remote Student Society, yeah. So,
Tell us about that.
be like a social group that just runs like very chill social events every term to try and get regional students to be able to socialize and like meet other people with similar backgrounds to them. It's a good way, like if you're in a college, to make friends outside of college. Students come here and they're not in a college, so it's like a really important way for them to be able to meet similar people with similar interests or similar backgrounds.
What sort of events have you got planned for this year?
So last time we did barefoot bowls, which was really successful, really fun. This term we're hoping to do like a trivia night and maybe like a dinner event, just like explore Canberra and find a nice place and catch up. And then in second semester we do the regional ball. Well, like we co-manage the regional ball, which is really exciting. Last year that was like an initiative between the regional society, and then we have rural regional remote mentoring. And they're another great resource.
Yes, tell us about the mentoring.
Yeah, they're another great resource for regional students. They're much more like academic and like hands-on, whereas we're just much more social and more casual. And so that regional ball was like a co-creation between the regional society, the regional mentoring, and the Regional and Rural Equity Scholarship Fund, which is like a much more recent scholarship fund available for regional students. And it was basically like a fundraiser and like awareness raiser for that. So that's one of our big events that we're working on at the moment. It's very exciting.
So if you're a rural student, make sure you keep an eye out for advertising about the ball.
And if you're not regional or rural, you can come as well. And because a lot of people think they can't come, but you can. It's just to support regional students, basically.
Maybe I'll come. So you touched on mentoring.
Yes.
So what does it entail? Like, say I am a new student. I'm from, I don't know, Unadata in South Australia, and I want some mentoring. What is it? What will you help me with?
They run a lot of workshops, like exam skills workshops. They also ran one this year, homesickness workshop. But they do, like, their main thing is CROPS, which I don't know what the acronym stands for. But it's a mentoring program, a one-on-one mentoring program. Basically, whatever you're struggling with, they'll listen to you and try and help you with that. With other regional students volunteer to help. And you can meet them through that, and it's just like an academic initiative to kind of help.
Yeah, awesome. That's super cool. And that's if you are a rural student, that's a really great support to reach out to. If you're not a rural student, you are interested in having a mentor, Set4ANU, which is my little group, is we run a year-long mentor program for students, for new students. Basically, you're going to be paired up with somebody from second year or third year or a master's student, and they're going to be a point of contact that you can go to for pretty much any advice you need. We also do like group get-togethers, like we had a hot chocolate evening, and yeah, we also have a mentoring thing. If you're somebody that's also watching and you are not obviously a new student, and you want to be a mentor, we're currently actually seeking applications to be a mentor. So keep an eye out for them. Have a look at the Set4ANU Facebook page, and definitely get involved with us. It's heaps of fun. So Lou, would you like to tell us a little about that? Would you like to tell us a little bit about the International Student Department?
Yeah, definitely. So we're at the Department of International Students of INUSA. And we provide resources where we tell international students what kind of resources they have to help them with their well-being, education related stuff, or even just social events for them to make friends. So for the first semester, we held international students welcoming evening with PASA. So like 2 international students department altogether. So we run this evening. And we do have first year camp. So just a whole year camp, first year, oh my god. So the whole day, it's for first years to have fun, do activities, know each other, and play games and everything. So normally what we do, because I'm from the education department, education portfolio. So what we do is we provide soft skills workshop that's actually coming next week.
Oh,
Soft
exciting.
skills workshop for international students to look for jobs, because Canberra is relatively smaller than other cities. So And for international students, they're only allowed to work 20 hours a week. That's not
only 20 hours.
only 20 hours.
Okay.
That's
really
important
to know.
That's really little for
Yeah.
I think finding a job is not a good thing.
Mm.
So we're trying to help them just overcome that, find a job that actually suits them, or internship and everything. So that's what we're trying to do right now. And for well-being, they are holding a little coffee meeting every second week. So students get to meet up, they get to support each other and everything. So
Yeah, that's really cool. Sorry, I've just realized I made a mistake. If you want to get involved in the mentoring program with Set4ANU, check out the Student Experience Facebook page, not the Set4ANU Facebook page, because there isn't one. So Student Experience page has all the information about being a Set4ANU mentor. But yeah, so that's really awesome. So you mentioned that it's a part of ANUSA. So what does that sort of does that mean that there's sorry, where am I going with this? So ISD is a part of ANUSA, and you mentioned that you are there to sort of guide students in the right direction with services. Do you have say top 3 services that international students should know about?
I'm gonna say, first of all, academic skills. So helpful. Academic skills. It's kind of hard to get an appointment, but I do have working every day in Canberra. So definitely get to that.
Marie Ray teaching, learning, building, level 2. I think it's 11 till 2.
Yep, they have a huge banner.
Yep. Second floor, you walk up there, drop-in session.
Yep. It's awesome. It helps you so much with your assignment and gets your thoughts straight in getting to the essay. And second, I would recommend ANU Career. So ANU Career, you will kind of know at a later part of your degree. You kind of get to know whether if you want to stay in Australia, what kind of job will you get to, or you want to go back home. How do you apply your skills learned from here to your resume that appeals to people from other countries, because there might be a cultural difference.
True.
And yeah, that would be really helpful also. And the third one, I'd say ANU counseling.
ANU counseling, yeah.
Yeah, because being here, you could face different pressures from 2 different people. So ANU counseling really helps.
Yeah, cool. So we'll just repeat them. So we've got ANU counseling, we've got academic skills, and then careers. They're 3 that Lou recommends if you are an international student to seek out their services. Yeah, so that's mainly the main part of what I wanted to talk about. Are there any sort of stuff that you really want to, tell the camera, tell people watching about either your society or some important stuff you reckon people should know about uni?
Another thing that I want to plug is the Youth Leading in STEM.
Yes, this is awesome.
Yeah, so they are an ANU-sponsored initiative which basically tries to get secondary school, high school students involved with uni and STEM careers, and to give them an experience of uni life and see if they want to explore STEM.
And they also go out to regional communities?
Yeah, so the idea is, I haven't done it before, but I'm going to be a mentor for this year. The idea is that they reach out to students in high school and they stay on campus, I can't remember where, for a couple of weeks. And if you become a mentor, they're still looking for mentors. So if you are interested from a STEM background, go onto their Facebook page, just like Youth Leading in STEM. And basically you get paired up. I think it's 2 mentors with 2 students, and you help them with their experience here while they're here. And as well, they come up with a project, STEM-based project to go back home and implement that with, to implement them. And you basically, it's like a 6-month kind of mentoring thing where you contact them every week, and you can help them work through their project and actually implement it.
Yeah, no, it's really cool.
So it's a good way to get high school students and regional students involved, and because a lot of people don't really know what uni could be like, or the opportunities that are there for them. So it's a really good initiative.
Yeah, so I think that's pretty much with all the questions that I sort of wanted to cover today. Actually, Beck, you did mention something about a equity
Oh, the scholarship?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, could you explain to us a little bit about what the Equity Scholarship is and what it means for rural students?
Yeah. So I think there are other regional scholarships for regionals that regional students can apply for. But this is like a newer scholarship that came out maybe last year or the year before. I'm not exactly sure. But it's set up by ANU students, and basically it's just a scholarship. I think it's like $5,000 a year or something, to help regional students like move to ANU and live here and study. And so hopefully the regional board will be raising money for that again this year.
Yeah, because I suppose it sort of raises a problem that like the problem that a lot of remote regional communities, some students may really want to study here and they might not have the
it can be a long way to come.
It can be a long way to come. It can be really expensive, and they just don't have that financial ability to just get here. When so true. That's definitely a really important issue that's I think people overlook a little bit. But that's pretty much it. Like, unless you guys want to talk about anything else, like, I think, you know, coming from Adelaide, I was like, oh, you know,
it's pretty much regional.
Like, no. But yeah, it's really interesting to sort of hear how you guys have found uni and talking about cultural differences. Like, that's a huge thing, and yeah, it's pretty cool. And
really good to be here. Talk about it and hear about your experience as well.
Yeah, so remember the two names of these organisations? We've got the repeat it,
Rural Regional Remote Student Society,
and we've got
International Student Department.
So keep an eye out for them. Have a look at their Facebook pages. Also keep a look out for Set4ANU and future webinars and our mentoring program. And pretty much that's all it is from me today. Keep an eye out for the next webinar. We've got a couple more interesting ones coming up. We're going to be looking at health. We'll specifically be looking at mental health, physical health, and sexual health, as they're three important areas that I think all university students should be aware of. And we'll also be looking, as we lead up to week 12, we'll be talking about exams and everything to do with exams and assignments and study. But that's all it is for today. Thank you girls so much for coming along. I've loved getting to your perspectives, and yeah.